of the Echoes is the latest update for Ocean Range. This update introduces a new enemy, expands the lore, and brings back an old favorite, Echoes. In Slime Rancher 1, Echoes were decorative items that allow you to light up your ranch with streams of vibrant colors. They were only found in the ancient ruins, and you needed extractors to get them. But in Call of the Echoes, retrieving echoes is very different and much more rewarding. These new enemies are called Specters. Their origin is a mystery, but they were once simple echoes, transformed into negative energy due to the emotional energy of those around them. Specters frantically float around, searching for a body to possess. When a slime becomes agitated or goes feral, its negative emotions attract nearby specters like a magnet. Fortunately for humans, specters cannot possess people, but they can take over any slime they encounter. Once a specter finds a host, it begins attacking nearby slimes. The soul of the possessed slime is drained, leaving only a husk behind. With each soul a specter devours, it grows stronger. But fear not, Beatrice of Bao is on the case. Thanks to Digi, we now have a way to stop this new menace. He has discovered how to upgrade the Fat Pack using a row of plorts, enabling you to purify specters. Once you have upgraded, you can start vacuuming specters. Each specter has a VG, or VG gauge, which depends on the number of souls it has devoured and the type of slimes it possesses. The higher the gauge, the harder it will be to capture. Luckily, you don't have to face this challenge alone. You can equip a pet slime to assist you. Each pet slime has its own ability and effects that can help in the fight. Once you have reduced a specter's VG gauge to 0, you have successfully captured it. But the job's not over yet. You will need to purify the specter and return the stolen soul to its original slime. The key tool for purification is the Echo Net. By depositing a captured specter into the Echo Net, you can begin the purification process. Once purified, the specter is transformed back into pure echoes, and the stolen soul is returned to the slime it possessed, freeing it from its husk. There are 4 main types of specters, each tied to an element. Red specters. These are highly aggressive and rely on physical attacks to knock out their foes. Blue specters. Known for their range attacks, they rarely engage in close combat. Green specters. The trickiest of the group, using sneak attacks, poison, and illusions to confuse their prey. Yellow specters, the most unpredictable of the bunch. They draw energy from other specters and can combine abilities at random. Specters add a whole new layer of gameplay. Unlike the Tor, which simply consumes slimes, specters are far more complex. They devour souls, but their behavior requires more strategy to overcome. Players will need to carefully consider how to approach each specter type. The goal is to reduce the number of specters plaguing the island by taking down the main specters in each area. This creates a more strategic, challenging gameplay experience, rewarding players for their hard work. Ocean Range is designed to be as difficult and complex as its predecessors, while keeping the heart of the Slime Rancher franchise alive. With the introduction of Specters, we are taking that challenge to the next level, while also involving the game's mechanics to offer fresh, exciting experiences. Before the current setting, about 80 years ago, the island was still a popular tourist destination. But then strange reports began to flood in. Sightings of ghosts and objects moving on their own, even objects being thrown at people. At first, these incidents were dismissed as minor occurrences, but soon they escalated, leading to severe injuries. Rumors spread like wildfire. Many began to believe the island was cursed or haunted. That's when the specters appeared, terrorizing the population and feeding off the emotions of humans. Experts tried countless methods to eliminate the specter problem, but it was no use. Their ghostly abilities allowed them to escape every attempt. It seemed like there was no hope of stopping them. Then something unexpected happened. Aurora slimes known for their radiant beauty were spotted devouring the specters. Large groups of them would swallow the specters whole, carrying them off to unknown locations. Before anyone knew it, the sightings of the specters stopped entirely, fading into legend. One day, a man named Andre Dremer found himself stranded in a cave while climbing Mount Swirl, seeking shelter from a fierce blizzard. Andre was no stranger to mountains. Back on Earth, he had climbed many, including Mount Everest, twice. His first attempt ended in failure, and he lost a few fingers to frostbite. But on his second attempt, he succeeded. Looking for a new challenge, he came to this planet to climb Mount Swirl, said to be a mile taller than Everest. As he waited for the blizzard to pass, Andre stumbled upon something extraordinary. A baby Aurora slime crawled up in the corner of the cave. Many believed baby Auroras were just a myth until Andre brought this little slime home. He cut his trip short to care for the young creature. Andre was known as a cold, introverted man, someone who cared little for others. Growing up as an orphan, he had been raised by caregivers who were more interested in lining their pockets than in providing for the children. This experience made Andre believe that humans were cruel and he was just better off alone. The wilderness became his escape, climbing mountains to distance himself from people who would hurt him. But everything changed when Melody, the name he gave the baby Aurora, came into his life. Andre's expertise and knowledge of Swirlpool Island's treacherous terrain earned him a job as a Sherpa. At first, he was reluctant to guide others, but over time, he grew fond of helping people. Those who climbed under his guidance described him as blunt and distant, but they also said he was incredibly knowledgeable and reliable. Despite his cold demeanor, Andre found joy in helping others conquer the mountain. Yet he remained isolated, interacting with people only when necessary. Melody, however, was the one companion who warmed his heart. She was the complete opposite of Andre. Despite being a slime, Melody would light up with excitement whenever anyone approached. Her glowing form became a beacon for those navigating the harsh, snowy terrain, guiding them through the storm. Andre and Melody were inseparable. Then came the outbreak. Slimepox began to spread, affecting slimes across the island. To everyone's shock, Melody and a rose slime, long believed to be immune to such diseases, became infected. As if that wasn't bad enough, the specters invaded. Melody, always eager, tried to fight off the specters by swallowing one. But the combination of the specters inside her and the slime pox sent her into a coma. She was left in limbo, neither fully alive nor dead. Desperate to save his friend, Andre searched for other rose slimes, hoping to find a cure, but his search led to nothing. After the Specter invasion, all the rose slimes had mysteriously disappeared. Without them, finding a cure for Melody seemed impossible. In the aftermath, the island's residents and workers were forced to evacuate for safety reasons. Andre, however, could not take Melody with him. Our rose slimes are deeply connected to Swirlpool Island. If taken too far from it, they would fade away. So Andre made a promise. One day, he would return and find a way to save her. 80 years have passed since humans last set foot on Swirlpool Island. That is, until the unexpected arrival of Beatrice LaBelle. Her presence reignited the island's long-dormant energy, and the high emotions humans carry were enough to unleash the specters once again, this time without the help of Aurora slimes. It's now up to the player to navigate the island while avoiding Pharaoh slimes, Tar, and now the vengeful specters. During their years of imprisonment, 4 powerful boss specters emerged, their presence causing more and more slimes to become possessed. However, there is no way to stop them without Aurora plorts. To find a solution, the player must venture to Spiral Fields, where an isolated, lonely cabin hosts the key inside. Melody still lies in a deep slumber, trapped in her 80-year coma. By using the leaves of the mystic willow tree, you will be able to heal her. Upon awakening, Melody is overjoyed but confused. So much has changed since she fell asleep. Distressed, she vanishes, and the player must locate 3 recorded tapes scattered across the island. These tapes contain messages from Andre Dremer. Once all 3 have been collected, you can bring them to Melody, who could be found near Snowbrook, a town where climbers begin their journey up Mount Swirl. After showing her the recordings, the player can fatpack Melody and take her to the ranch. Initially agitated, she will gradually warm up to you as you care for her, and eventually she will begin producing plorts. With these, the player can finally upgrade the fatpack to combat these specters. Even after defeating the 4 specter bosses and reducing their influence on the island, one mystery remains. What happened to the other Aurora slimes? High up on Mount Spiral lies in an area known as the Sanctuary, where many of the remaining auroras reside. The player can visit this area, but the auroras there are invisible to both the player and Melody. The other auroras have rejected Melody because of her deep bond with a human, something they consider unnatural. As a result, Melody, unlike other auroras, is bound to the earth, often seen bouncing rather than floating. At the end of the game, when the player regains communication with the outside world, they can request information about Andre Dremer. Sadly, they will learn that Andre passed away 10 years ago, peacefully in his sleep after a successful rescue mission. He lived to the golden age of 112. Though he could not return to Swirlpool Island as he had promised, Andre spent his final years as philanthropist, traveling across the planet to help both humans and slimes in need, whether in the aftermath of a natural disaster or by building new homes for those in need. Despite the heartbreaking news, the player receives one of Andre's personal belongings, a sweater. It is the same sweater Melody used to ride on when they lived on the island together. Upon seeing this sweater, Melody immediately understands what happened to her dear friend. Aurora slimes have a profound connection with spirits, and it is said they can even communicate with them. Melody's one final wish is to climb Mount Spiral with her friend one last time. The player now has the option to ascend Mount Spiral with Melody. The journey will be treacherous with ever-changing blizzard and the threat of hungry tars. But determined to fulfill Melody's wish, you press on, fighting through the cold until you finally reach the summit. Once there, Melody finds peace and fades away, leaving you with Andre's sweater as a reminder of their bond. After completing this quest, if the player returns to the sanctuary, they will find Melody among the other auroras, now accepted by her kin. With the Specter's threat eliminated, the aurora slimes return to Spiral Fields. Though they remain as rare as hunter slimes, what was once an impossibility encountering a wild aurora slime is now a rare but magical experience. So Rangers, what do you think? A new enemy and a new storyline. For so long, the Tar has been the main enemy of the franchise. So I thought it was time to shake things up by introducing a more intelligent adversary, the Specters. They're essentially the opposite of the Tar. While Tars are created from mixing plorts, Specters only possess slimes when they are feral or agitated, adding a new layer of caution to slime care. As for the story, I wanted to share a heartwarming tale of an unbreakable friendship that profoundly impacted both characters. Despite one of them having a harsh upbringing, they found a way to help those in need, all thanks to a single act of kindness that changed everything. Thanks for watching. Join my Discord today for any future updates on Ocean Range. Like always, stay wiggly.